Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to thrive in the DA-AP relationship if you are the dismissive avoidant in the end of the relationship. So if you're dating somebody who's anxious and if you are dismissive, and some really important tips for both thriving like individually and in the dynamic collectively with the other person. We have courses about every single attachment style dynamic that's insecurely attached to FAs, APDA, APFA, FAAP, etc., like all of the main ones. And they're inside the school. If you want to do a much deeper dive into this, you can click the link in the description box below and check this stuff out for free for 7 days. And also, we are launching a relationship coaching certification course based on integrated attachment theory, which is all the stuff that I've sort of developed and shared here at this channel, which overlaps traditional attachment theory with core wounds, the subconscious mind, principles of reprogramming at the subconscious level, understanding our needs, patterns, our subconscious expectations, breaking through communication, crushing our boundaries, all these really exciting things. If you want to learn more and sign up for our waitlist, click the link in the description box below and you can join. And I would love to have you in there because I think it'll be a really exciting time. I'm teaching it live. It's over the course of 8 weeks, 3.5 hours a session. 3 months of follow-up webinars. You can work from anywhere in the world. Once you start your business, we'll give business building tips, tools, as well as all this training in the process. So check it out. I'd love to see you there. Okay, so if you are the dismissive avoidant, one of the first things that's really important is to share how criticism affects you. DAs are often in a position where they just withdraw and they just shut down, and it doesn't help to stonewall. You have to practice being a little bit vulnerable and saying like, look, criticism really makes me feel bad. It makes me shut down, pull away. If you have feedback, it needs to be constructive. Please be gentle in your tone. Please explain your fears and don't make it personal and about how, awful I am or terrible I am. Like I put that in quotes, absolutely. But just a lot of like DAs get like criticism and they shut down and it almost seems like, oh, they're unaffected. And sometimes their partner will keep criticizing. And this goes for when they're with an FA too, especially, but it can be really hurtful for the DA and it really makes them need to withdraw. And they can take quite a long time to recover from criticism, like a couple of days to really get over it, 3 or 4 days after an argument or conflict. And so just being able to share and let your partner know how it actually affects you, because usually whoever the DA is with, whether it's secure, FA, AP, they can be affected by criticism for sure, but not to the same degree as DAs are. So it's important to communicate about that. Number 2, DAs must ask for clarity and specificity when their partner's needs are being expressed. Oftentimes, I've seen that the DA won't really share, hey, I feel confused about what you're asking, or I'm not sure of how to meet your need. And so sometimes we'll see these like really incongruent communications. For example, maybe the partner of a DA will ask for more support in the relationship. So the DA may be like, oh, support. That means acts of service, and will like cook their partner breakfast or whatever it might be. And really, like the partner needed more physical touch and more hugs and more hand-holding and like physical support. And there will be like these huge miscommunications. And then usually what happens is the DA is like really trying. It goes right over the other person's head because they're expecting something else. And then when the need is not met, they get criticized. And we go back to like, then the DA feels like, well, why am I bothering? And it can feel very defeating for the dismissive avoidant and make them feel like it's like hopeless or helpless or, meaningless to even try. And it can just become this really painful, vicious cycle. So it's really important if you are the DA that you ask for clarity. Hey, what does support look like for you? Can you paint a picture? This need that you're expressing, how often do you expect me to meet this need? What does it look like? And usually what you'll find as well is that it's less intense than you think. Like DAs get scared of losing their sense of self and having too much pressure, too many expectations put on them. But usually it's like one really nice, present 20-minute phone call a day. And often DAs are thinking, oh my gosh, this person wants me to like talk to them all day, every day. A lot of these needs that DAs kind of like the way they get expressed to a DA is so intense. The DA feels like the need is so intense, but usually when it's actually broken down, they're not these like insurmountable needs to be met, and they can be met in quite simplified ways. Number 3, dear dismissive avoidance, you have to practice not shaming yourselves so often. Dismissive avoidants shame themselves a lot for stuff, and it really affects like not just your relationships, but how much you want to show yourself to other people, how much you feel so safe and comfortable being seen, letting people in, putting down some of your walls so people can even come into like your personal space. A lot of these things can be super vulnerable for DAs, and so it's really important to practice. ending the shame cycle within your own internal dialogue, your own emotions when something doesn't go the way you plan throughout the day. And this really affects like your work life, your relationship to money. It affects so many different things, but you want to do some reprogramming work there. It will help you also feel safer opening up and being more vulnerable in relationships, which is number 4, which is to practice getting in touch with your own emotions so that you can then express them and share what you're feeling and what's going on inside of you, so you can get seen and heard too, in a way that doesn't have to make you feel really afraid or like, oh my gosh, it's too much. I have a shame hangover or a vulnerability hangover. But realizing that vulnerability doesn't mean you have to like cry on somebody's doorstep every evening. It means that you feel comfortable sharing your internal reality with somebody, saying what scares you, what frightens you, what makes you feel bad, what affects you negatively in a relationship, your likes and dislikes, your preferences, your boundaries, your needs, and feel safe to like connect with somebody and get those things met and heard. And that's such an important part of moving beyond any power struggle phase of a relationship, that until that's worked on, it can be really, really challenging to proceed, to progress in a relationship beyond power struggle in general. And number 5, DAs must practice setting boundaries around conflict and letting somebody know, hey, I need to feel safe in conflict. A lot of DAs, you could really do some work around reprogramming. I am unsafe as well, and I'm defective, or something's wrong with me, because obviously those are big shame wounds and conflict avoidant creating wounds. And so when you can share, hey, I want to participate in conflict if it's healthy, and set boundaries around that and say, look, if you have feedback, express in a positive way. If you have something you need, come to me early, communicate your needs, see them through if I forget, and set those standards around conflict so that conflict can feel like something safe and productive instead of feeling like it's something scary and draining and overwhelming that doesn't go well. And then we can have healthy conflict, which can be a beautiful thing because it's an opportunity to like pull down our invisible walls that exist between ourselves and others and really connect and learn about each other. So these are 5 tips. We can go into so much more. There's a lot of stuff we could talk about in the DA-AP dynamic, but these are really important places to start. Good things to know. You can check out those webinar style courses for free for 7 days by clicking the link in the description box below if you want to go deeper. And also, if you are interested in everything I was talking about at the beginning, the relationship coaching, integrated attachment theory certification, you can sign up to the wait list. We do have limited seats. So sign up to the wait list, and people who sign up to the wait list first get not just early bird pricing, but in case the seats all fill up, they get an email first allowing them to sign up. So always good to know as well. Okay, that's it for me for today. Thank you for being here and for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.